Welcome back to Camp Little. We find Joe preparing the way for a new building on the property. It's not going to be very big, but it will be very useful. Situated pretty much right where the cows are right now, Joe's making a cow barn.
The idea is that when it's time to harvest the cows, all the meat and leather automatically goes into a barrel. Not really that fancy, I know, but it's something. I wanted to make it double as storage for these items. Maybe in the future I can include a system of sorting them.
Joe spends the first part of the build moving his cows to a safe area and making sure they can't escape. Using leads, Joe is able to tie them all to one fence post.
Come on, guys.
By keeping all these cows, Joe will be able to fill this barn quicker.
No sense in starting from zero on this one.
With the cows out of the way, he removed the fence that used to hold them and removed some obstacles that would get in the way.
I'll just hang on to this cow for a little bit. Wouldn't want it running off.
Joe was learning how to manage resources. This is important early game or if you're at a small outpost like Camp Little.
There you go, little cow.
Joe was happy working on Camp Little. Building a small outpost with useful farms was really inspiring. As he worked, he daydreamed about making camps all over the world to get better and better at building with redstone. For now, there was more work to do here, so he continued clearing the area. With no obstructions to slow him down, Joe broke ground on the new cow barn.
I don't want this to be too big, but I want to get plenty of food when it's harvested. Steak seems to be a pretty hearty food source here in Minecraft. Chicken is great for working around the camp or back home, but when I am on a journey or going into a cave, I like to have a stack of steak on hand.
Joe continued digging out a basement for the cow barn. The amount of dirt to move was tiny, and there wasn't any stone, so it didn't take very long at all. He installed the double dropper elevator, being careful to place the observers in the right direction.
Would you look at that, it's starting to rain. I might as well go to sleep so I can wake up refreshed and continue this build tomorrow.
After a good sleep, Joe went back to work on the cow barn. Since he didn't have a set plan and was pretty much winging it, he decided to get an idea of the floor size by placing cobblestone where the walls should go.
To be honest with you, I have no idea what I'm doing. That's the great thing about Minecraft. If I don't like it when it's done, I can make some changes if necessary. All I know is I need a small barn for my cows, and it would be great if I can incorporate some redstone. I'm just here trying to get experience and get better at Minecraft.
Joe placed the barrels and the droppers that in theory should be able to put items into the barrel when they make their way to the bottom of the droppers in the system. Joe wasn't 100% sure this would work, but was hopeful that he can figure it out.
Might as well incorporate some smokers into the build. Being made out of stone and oak wood, they fit nicely, creating a great look. I thought about making it so the meat automatically went into the smokers, but ultimately decided to keep this even simpler than that.
The light-gray stained glass and the oak log corners helped bring the build together. Joe was pleased with the progress on his little barn so far. A camp little build would not be complete without several trips to the cabin storage, so Joe checks another one off the list.
Thankfully, everything is so little around here. It doesn't take long to run to the storage real quick.
Joe needed some iron to make all the hoppers needed to direct items to the barrels built into the walls of the cow barn. The resources going into making that simple operation happen is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, wouldn't it be easier to just pick everything up after slaughtering the cows?
I'm sorry, narrator, that I'm not playing Minecraft like you would. Please forgive me for doing something different. Maybe I'm just learning how all these items work together and don't have the skills or knowledge yet to make the most efficient farm in the world.
Joe had a very good point. Minecraft isn't always about creating the biggest and the best, and it's also not always about making the most efficient thing. Minecraft is mostly about making your thing. As a sandbox game, you could pretty much play Minecraft any way you want. When he was finished in storage, Joe noticed it had gotten dark outside, so he decided to climb into his bed. Tomorrow he can progress a little further with the camp little cow barn. That night, Joe dreamt of a village in a faraway desert.
There you go, Shadow.
Joe found himself drinking an ominous potion with bad omen.
Wow, that was fun. One more to go for this wave, thanks to the iron golem. Oh man, they're coming from way over there again. That was so much fun. Wow, what a dream.
Joe started the day by going straight to work. He wanted to make sure he didn't waste any time today. He still needed to finish the storage area and build a roof. He was having so much fun building this simple barn and showing it off to you.
Building this barn and the chicken coop has been so much fun. There are other builds that I plan to do here at Camp Little, so expect more videos in this series. After that, more camps can be created all over the world to provide a place to rest, heal your tools, and gather some food. I really hope you enjoy watching these videos. If you do, please like and subscribe.
Joe realized he needed more supplies, so he ran off to the cabin to get all the items needed for the next part of the build. He realized a part of the item collection needed to be changed.
Those chests weren't necessary since they are more for directing items towards the droppers.
Joe placed the hoppers that will pull the items through the cobblestone slab floor. Those items will then be directed into the droppers to be brought up by the elevators into the barrels. A lot of complex item movement that really amounts to nothing, to be perfectly honest with you. Joe's okay with it being kind of useless because he was learning how these components work together. He placed the last observer on the sticky piston.
This observer will be pushed up when the comparators trigger it, completing a circuit that will push items up the droppers. As long as there are items in the bottom dropper, items will move through the system. Exactly like the chicken machine.
After placing a fence gate at the entrance, Joe installed the cobblestone slabs on the top of the hoppers to create the floor of the cow barn. With that part of the build completed, Joe was ready to move on to the roof.
I'm not sure if this is how I want it, but placing these this way will at least let me see what it looks like.
Joe went for a spruce roof with an oak outline built out of stairs. As he worked, he daydreamed about the raid he had encountered in his sleep. It was such a vivid dream and so much fun. The desert village he found himself in was very familiar and no doubt one he encountered while making his world map. He hoped to dream about that village and the raids again very soon.
Gosh, I wonder what that would be like with something a little stronger like Bad Omen 2. It would definitely be a lot more fun. This time around with just Bad Omen, it seemed very easy since the iron golems did most of the heavy lifting. I sure hope I get a chance to do that again with a different ominous potion.
Joe continued his work on the roof, making sure to include a chimney where the smokers are. This was taking a bit of time to complete, but he was just happy to be building in Minecraft. He cleaned up some misplaced logs and finished the bulk of the roof by placing spruce stairs. He was sure to remember the chimney made out of cobblestone. Joe spent some time placing some glass and making sure everything looked nice from the front of the cow barn. He jumped up on the roof and started the peak with an oak slab. He didn't have any spruce slabs on hand, so he would have to get that later. After placing the last few pieces of glass, Joe made sure the entrance to the basement was completed.
I need a few lanterns to light up around the barn. This will help keep the monsters away, and it sure is nice to be able to see. It just takes a torch surrounded by iron nuggets to craft a lantern.
Joe lit up the area around the cow barn by placing a lantern in each corner of the roof. The lanterns looked a lot better than torches. he grabbed the spruce planks he needed to complete the roof while he was in storage, so now would be a great time to install them.
I can put 3 oak logs here later.
Since nighttime had set in, Joe headed to the cabin to sleep. The next morning, Joe capped off the chimney with the campfire and some spruce trapdoors. He would put an oak trapdoor on top later. He had done the same thing to the chimney on the roof of this cabin, and really liked it. Joe placed the last 3 oak logs and began work on a fenced-in area to keep a couple cows.
I want to keep 2 cows in this pen in case I accidentally kill all the ones inside the barn while harvesting them. That way I always have a way of refilling this cow barn. This barn can hold 144 cows at a time, so even though it's not the biggest, it will produce quite a bit of food and experience. Let's go, cows, come on this way. Your new home awaits. Gotcha. Get in here, little cow.
Joe led the cows into the barn, placing 2 inside and 2 in the pen. The rest of the cows, he decided, would just get turned into steak to avoid another incident like the chicken chasing that occurred after building the chicken machine.
Steak. Better go get in my bed.
Another day had passed at Camp Little, and Joe was happy with the work he had done. He needed to make some room in his inventory. Then he could get started on making a path from the cabin to the new cow barn.
The inventory in Minecraft can get pretty full really fast. The bundles help some, but every now and then you just need to dump some stuff off that you're not using anymore to make room. I want to make sure that Camp Little looks good. Part of that is making sure there are clearly defined paths and some landscaping. I know there's a little water hole over there I want to turn into a proper pond too. Each little episode, Camp Little is closer to being completed. I can't wait to get it done and show everyone how nice it can be.
Joe continued working as he thought about the other builds he was going to do at Camp Little. He had already determined he wanted a shed, and a small sugarcane farm was high on his list. He also was thinking about a lodge that visitors could stay in and meetings could be held. He wanted to incorporate redstone into all these builds and make them reasonably small for Camp Little. The lodge would probably be the biggest thing on the property. Joe took a quick break to begin the process of breeding the cows. It was going to take a little time to get from 2 animals to 144, but once there, it should be easy to harvest a bunch and use the rest to replenish them. After a quick bite to eat, he grabbed a bit of coal from the smokers at the cabin and smoked the few steaks he picked up after culling his cows. He was very happy with the way the cow barn looked. The position on the map should be perfect for the rest of his plans too.
I think I'm just going to add a bit more to this pen. It seems like it needs some more lights on this end.
Joe tried a few things until he was satisfied with how it looked. Then he placed some trapdoors in case he needed to get in and out of the cow pen easily. Finally, he removed the old fence gate.
All done. What a cute little cow barn. This is going to be a great little addition to Camp Little. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you liked watching it as much as I liked making it. I look forward to creating more content for you to enjoy. Feel free to give me suggestions in the comments if you have any. In case you're wondering, I am using Flashback mod to capture a lot of the video. I do not use any other mods or shaders, and this is on purpose. I really love the pure Minecraft experience, and any modding I do is strictly for capturing the action.
Or lack thereof.
I'm also using the narrator voice from Voice Mod. I'm sure you understand hiring an actual narrator just wouldn't work this early in the channel. For the music, I am using Epidemic Sound. None of these things I just mentioned are sponsoring me in any way. I purchased them like a normal person.
This concludes another episode of Camp Little. Thank you for supporting this channel by watching all the way to the end. It really means a lot to us. Tune in next time to see all the builds and adventures Joe is up to. If you would like to support us, just watch this video again and share it with your friends. Commenting on the video helps give it a boost as well. And of course, if you haven't yet, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Until we meet again, goodbye.